Hitler and Stalin, psychopaths?
Well, I think, you know, if you've got a kind of grotesque costume, a kind of uniform that's kind of garish, plus a penchant for genocide, that's a big clue. If you get them onto the subject of empathy, what they hate is weakness. They hate weakness. And so if you can get them to talk about how empathy really is a weakness, that's a big clue. However, I don't want people to get drunk with power. I don't want people to read either my book or the Hair Checklist and become, like I did, a power-crazed psychopath spotter, because that can turn you a little bit psychopathic, so be slightly wary of that.
Let's hear from this panel. Kate was going to jump in there.
What does it profit us to actually label people as psychopaths, to actually analyse and say they are psychopaths? Partly because, to me, you seem to be describing the kind of ruthless bastards who get to the top in every kind of walk of life. And if you're going to label them and say these are psychopaths, what are you going to propose to do about it? Do they live in a pen somewhere saying, don't let them out, don't give them something to run?
No, you don't do that. And in fact, they are trying to do that in America. They are trying to, people who are coming up for parole are being scored on the psychopath checklist.
What about people standing for president?
And yeah,
I mean,
I totally agree with you. Labelling is clearly in our society a tyrannical and problematic thing. However, psychopathy exists. It's a difficult situation.
And you say it can't be cured.
And the evidence is that it can't be cured, or unless you get them
OK, once you've got them, what do you do with them?
Well, let's hear from Slavoj. He might have an answer.
No, I have an answer to that.
I see things in a much more... Would you agree or not? It's a so-called serious question. When we talk about people like Hitler and so on, listen, I read a book on the history of SS, German, and especially a chapter on Reinhard Heydrich. He organized, you know, Wannsee Conference, Holocaust, and so on. What strikes me so much is that, you know what, this guy, if there ever was an evil guy in scheme, you know what he was doing in the evenings? He gathered with his SS friends...
Playing Mozart.
And even better, Beethoven string quartets. And I think that's the really tragic, depressing thing. You cannot say, oh, they must have gotten it wrong or whatever. No, the tragic lesson of history is, and I can go on through, like, read a book which is the Bible for me. Brian Victoria, a Zen monk, it's called Zen at War. It demonstrates how the large majority of Zen Buddhists in Japan not only totally supported Japanese military expansionism, but provided the properly Zen Buddhist justification for it. To amuse you very shortly, you know D.T., Daisetsu Taro Suzuki, when we were young hippies, the glorious propagator in the hippie West of Buddhism. He not only fully supported Japanese invasion of China, but he faced this problem. I have to kill you in war. He said, if I remain caught in the illusion of Maya ordinary reality, I perceive myself as an agent killing you. I may hate you, who knows, but it's difficult for me. Then he says, if you go through a Buddhist enlightenment, you see that you have no self, you became a passive observer of your acts, and I no longer perceive me stabbing a knife into your eye as my act, but just as he puts it, my knife is dancing around, and in the cosmic dance of phenomena, your eye seems to stumble upon it. Am I doing it or not? Was he psychopath or not?